Now VAPS, which stands for Volume Assured Pressure Support, this is another mode of or advanced therapy. This delivers variable pressure support by changing IPAP to maintain regular ventilation. However, with this device, the changes in IPAP are slow. They occur over 1 minute of time. Remember ASV, those changes were quick. They were breath by breath. With this, it's slow. It occurs over 1 minute. Examples of VAPS include AVAPS and IVAPS. Again, the names are different because they're made by different companies. With this mode of ventilation, physician is going to determine a goal tidal volume or minute ventilation, which you will preset into the machine. The machine will then auto-adjust to maintain the goals you preset. The goal of this device is to maintain a target tidal volume or a target minute ventilation. And sometimes you might see the term alveolar ventilation instead of minute ventilation. They're basically the same thing. So here's a picture of how VAPS will work. So we're going to start again. Let's see if I can get my pen to work here. We're going to start again over here to the right. And here we have our IPAP max set and our IPAP min set. And then we have our EPAP set. So the machine is on. And as the patient takes a shallow breath, we have a target tidal volume, which is right here, this line right here, okay? Let's say it's 500 because we know that that's normal tidal volume. Okay, so here in this first patient breath, you see the patient is not hitting the target tidal volume for this pressure, okay? So it's your IPAP somewhere in between your min and your max. So for over time, the pressure slowly increases, a little bit higher here, and the patient's breath will get a little bit bigger. So the pressure increases even more, and now we have finally reached our target tidal volume. Okay? Sorry, my drawing's all over the place. So with this device, the only thing that's changing is the IPAP to try and get the patient to take a breath with the target tidal volume. Once that tidal volume is achieved, that machine pretty much keeps that same pressure unless the patient wakes up and starts breathing normally on their own, and then the IPAP pressure will decrease again in response to the patient's breathing. Now, like I mentioned before, there's two different manufacturers for these. The machine that's called AVAPS, you're going to set a tidal volume, your pressure support maximum, pressure support minimum, EPAP maximum, and EPAP minimum. For the IVAPS settings, you're going to have your minute or alveolar ventilation set, pressure support max set, pressure support min, EPAP min, and EPAP max. So very similar, it's just what your target that you're using is different between the two modes. Indication for VAPS is hypoventilation. And again, there's several different types of hypoventilation. Again, these are listed in your book. Okay, as I mentioned in the previous slide, different PAP devices are made by predominantly two different manufacturers. And here I've just given you a list. So Respironics is one company, and the machines they use are CPAP, Auto CPAP, BiPAP, BiPAP Auto SV, and AVAPS. ResMed, on the other hand, the terms they use for the same type of device is CPAP, APAP, VPAP, BPAP Adapt SV, and IVAPS. No way do I expect you to know these different terms. I just want you to be aware